Doesn't this just take you back, huh?
Sure does, man.
What a time it was back in the olden days. When the Fed was dying and all that stuff, and we didn't know what to talk about.
Yeah, it's easy to forget how bad it was for the first half of the year.
It was like I think post Mania it got better. I think Cody
Mhm.
legitimately helped.
Oh
The
yeah.
the business increases, and like, look, I'm not here to do a big bit about it. I mean, I haven't even watched Raw, so I'm trying. But like, it genuinely felt like there was not one interesting thing to talk about in the promotion, and now it's like there's someone comes back every week. And when will the pops run out? Is a fair question, but for now they're popping huge. Bobby, it's a good time over there in New York. How are you today, Bob?
I'm doing well, man. Doubling up again this week. I think this is our third straight week doing this show, so that might be a new record, to be honest with you.
My
Um,
God.
we're back. It's good stuff.
That's interesting. I've just realised something, Bob. I'm sorry, this is a catastrophe on my part. How could I not play the best intro in all of sports entertainment? I'm
Oh
so
yeah.
sorry, folks. Here we go. Much better. Much, much better. Now, it is worth noting, Bob, that you were very bullish on this double shot. You did it last week. You said run it back. You demanded it. You put in all caps in the group chat. Um, is this just you kind of tapping into your, you know, old pro, your inner old pro, your grizzled veteran, getting out there doing double shots on the weekend, that kind of deal?
Yeah, it also makes the most sense given our schedule any given week. But you know, either way, it's fun though. Like I enjoy it. Like yeah, I'll be in here till 8:30 or 9 o'clock my time, but whatever. Like it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah. That felt like I know you well enough to know that was sincere, but that absolutely felt like a vowed shot of the late night grin and everyone watching it.
Hmm.
I promise it wasn't, folks. I know Bob well enough. He's just a good guy. But when you're as used to sarcasm as I am, that sure felt like you were taking a shot. But that's fine. That's fine. It is what it is, folks. This is Fed Dead Redemption. Montgomery will probably join us at some point along the way. I believe that will be our only addition to the broadcast team tonight. Jack
We,
Crosby may show up.
yeah, Jack might be here as well.
Has he said that to you? Or is that just
I
a
asked
guess?
him if he was doing anything, and he said, maybe the top of the next hour after the baby eats dinner and such. So he has a link. So we'll see.
You could just show up whenever.
Yeah.
All right, what kind of outlaw mud show is this thing?
Hmm.
Um, it has been a big few days for WWE. Extreme Rules was quite the event. Whether you liked it, loved it, or was even lower than that, maybe, which some people were. I know you sent me some interesting texts. It did have like a major headline with Bray closing the show. So I guess the best way to do it, because I've had a chance to speak on it, Bob, is what did you think of Extreme Rules overall, and then we'll kind of dive into the individual pieces.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I've struggled a little bit to see where I am overall in the show because there were a couple matches that I just really didn't like, but at the same time, I think every match had at least like one part of it that I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
But also a good amount of them had stuff I didn't like as well. Like overall, for like the B show pay per view, I think it was pretty good. Like I
Yeah.
liked Backlash quite a bit. I liked Hell in a Cell quite a bit. I don't know that it was as good as those, but it was better than Money in the Bank. And if that's just what we're going off of, arena shows versus stadium shows at this point, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't think it went past pretty good. I was kind of surprised to see some of the ratings and scores it got. Do we agree the best match was the opener?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's get into that a little bit. Our pal at Wrestle Purist, backup Hangman, said he believes this is the best thing in all of wrestling right now. The Brawling Brutes up against Imperium. Um, I mean this with love, and I think it's a good example of where Triple H can take the territory. It feels distinctly un WWE. It
Yep.
doesn't feel like a WWE program, let alone for the IC title. It feels like something that we would fantasy book on Twitter. I mean all of that as a compliment. It is a hell of a time, isn't it, Bobby? This trio's business with Sheamus, Gunther, and the gang.
Yeah, and I think they were using Gunther just fine before all the Vince
Yeah.
stuff happened, but like Triple H just basically had him go out there and just be exactly what he used to be. And I think that's something that a lot of people were waiting for as well. And putting Imperium back together has been good. And yeah, Ridge and Pete have really come a long way too on the main roster because they were just kind of spinning their wheels for a while there, but they really have like a defined role now, and they're
Mm-hmm.
fun to watch, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also with Gunther, it feels like it feels to me like he's like filled out again some. Am I imagining this, Bob? Or is like he got like really lean? He's still in amazing shape. I'm happy for him, but he looks like he's bulked up a little bit.
Yeah.
He looks like a swimmer at one point. He looks like he's found a middle ground. So that's good. Yeah, I think it's awesome stuff. Do we think Sheamus is going to win this belt? It feels like he kind of has to, right? It has to be the payoff for this thing.
At this point, like with how they ended the match on SmackDown, where Gunther might have tapped or might not have tapped, it feels like they're due for one big last stipulation match, probably in Saudi Arabia or Survivor Series on the undercard.
I think they should do it on TV again, man.
That'd be cool
I think
too. Yeah.
The crowd reaction for on SmackDown. What do they do to crowds when they go to SmackDown? Do they like give them something, like some sort of fuel? Why do they sound so into the wrestling, man?
It's a shorter show.
But like, I guess, I suppose that's the only 2-hour main roster. But it is nuts, right? Some of the reactions people get on SmackDown. Like that match had like the old school wrestling heat. Like people were actually biting and jumping up and down, and
yeah,
I don't know, man. I ain't used to that kind of thing anymore. You know what I mean? But I think they should do it in TV main event again. Then doing it in Saudi Arabia would be a bummer, but I know, you get what you get, I suppose. Gunther's going to be the world champ at some point, isn't he, Bob?
It's more likely than it was, 6 months ago. Like, that's for sure. They obviously need 2 belts back. I think they're going to get that at some point, but he can definitely have one of them.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it won't be for a while because of the Roman stuff, but eventually I do think we're going to get there, which, again, as you said, is kind of an indication of how things have changed. See, that was the best match. The headline of the show, of course, was your favorite wrestler. Sorry, second favorite wrestler, shout out to Braun Strowman.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah?
He's good again.
Braun Strowman?
Yes.
Okay, don't tell anyone this because I don't want people to get mad at me. So Braun Strowman, he was never bad. We did it to ourselves, bro. We let them turn us against him. He's one of the last true professional wrestlers, bro. His thing, he throws his arms up in the air and says his own name.
It's true.
Granted, the choo-choo train was a little much, but even in that run, he had that banger triple threat match where he stole the show at Korakuen Hall. It wasn't at Korakuen Hall. I just like to tell myself that. He's unbelievable, man. I think he is actually a good example of how like fucked up wrestling has gone. That like we all like debate Braun Strowman. He's like 6'10", dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, he like runs around. Have you seen the way he runs?
Mm-hmm.
Like when he runs, his head goes like so far forward it looks like he could topple at any moment. He doesn't for the most time. Sometimes he does, but not often. He fucking rules, Bobby. I don't think we need to defend this anymore. Let's celebrate it. He's back.
Yeah.
He never left.
Hell yeah.
Well, control your narrative. He left, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, he's a good wrestler. Is Bray Wyatt a good wrestler?
He wasn't, 18 months ago or whatever he last had a match, but maybe he's gotten better. But also it might not matter this time. Like, obviously, he has to work matches at some point for this whole thing to, take place on a wrestling show. But as long as he's not, in the world title picture, I think there's a way to use him where it'll be fine.
I want to explore this. Montgomery and I were talking about a lot on the Wrestle Pros program. We talked about in text a lot. It's an interesting topic. Before we get into that, though, I want to give you a chance to talk about the actual return itself. The Bray Wyatt stuff isn't really my thing, but I think it was kind of objectively well done, right? I mean, they did a hell of a production for Bray.
Yeah.
What did you make of it? The big comeback.
It was a little weird, like the very start where they're like, "Oh, are we off the air or what?" That part was kind of weird and forced, but everything after that, I thought was very good. All the puppets being alive. If that leads to something, I don't know that I'm going to love it, but for a one-off thing, it was very cool. And yeah, just kind of they leaned into the lore. They're still doing the QR code stuff. It was good, man. I don't know, like it worked for me. Like I don't know what they're gonna do this Friday. Like I think at some point you're gonna run out of spooky ideas and you're gonna have to pivot a little bit, and we'll see what that looks like. But I'm optimistic about it this time. The White Rabbit stuff over the past month, it worked for me, I think.
I think it worked generally. I don't think you need to say it with caution. I mean, it did fucking like real business. I mean, they moved tickets for like Raw because Bray was going to, Bray wasn't even there, but you know what I'm saying? The hype of Bray. And, so I think it worked in general. I think you're very much in your right to say that regardless of your personal taste generally, it just worked. It sometimes shit like this does. It got over huge. I do think we have to be careful though, like, I don't want to be like a dick who like Reigns on it was prayed and like, oh well, actually, like, I don't want to do that, but like this Bray shit is hard, and I don't know what this character's going to be, so I'm not going to say it's got no shot or anything like that. But do we agree that if it's the Fiend, I don't care if it's Triple H, fucking Eddie Graham, Vince McMahon, or Greg Gagne, they're fucked. You can't book the Fiend as a nightmare, so it has to be a different character, right?
I would agree. It's kind of tough because we only had like the 6 months or so of him as the Fiend with actual crowds. And I think
Yeah.
the stuff before he faced Seth was not bad. Like when he was taking out Kurt Angle and Kane and stuff, that was actually pretty captivating.
I agree. It was awesome. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And the Danielson matches were good. I mean, granted,
Yeah.
they had Danielson in them, but it if you can keep him away from the title and this is a different audience too. You hear like all the smart went to AEW. I don't know how true that is, but it's definitely they don't overtake matches and stuff anymore with chance, but that's part of the product being better too. But overall, this is a different crowd than what he had last time, I think, and they're clearly. I mean, obviously the big reveal was always going to get a good pop, but they're into it so far.
They are, Bobby. Your internet broke up a little bit there. I know you usually have like a fix, so if you've got that fix in your back pocket, go that while I fill some air here. Go ahead, brothers. No problem. I agree with a lot of what you said, and pre-pandemic it was better. The crowds could obviously kind of inflate some of the angles, which are there, smoke and mirrors deals. They need the audience, they need the spectacle element. I agree with all of that. But I do also think, like, how sustainable was that first few months? In the first few months, he killed off Finn, which was good, but you can only do that when a guy's going to leave, which Finn was going to NXT, so effectively he was leaving the territory. You can only kill off so many legends. It's like, at some point, you're going to have to put him in professional wrestling matches, and that is my concern, Chris. You know what I mean? But as we wait for Bobby to file back in here, here he is. The big man is back. Yeah, Bob, I was saying, so I just don't know. Like, I agree with everything you said, but was that sustainable what he was doing before the pandemic? He run over Finn. He was beating up legends. How many times can you wheel out Kurt Angle and get the shit kicked out of him? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's really the thing. Is going to be finding a middle ground between doing that and having him be in the title hunt, because I really think that'd be the worst thing for him.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And it's not a 1-to-1 comparison because it's 25 years ago, but The Undertaker, he had the 1 week title reign, and then he lost it back to Hogan. Then they didn't have the title again until WrestleMania 13, so it was like 6 years. So you can do it. It's not obviously the same because things are different now, but it can be done.
How much of that stuff would you say people would like to see today? Like the stuff that he did between Hogan and WrestleMania, because a lot of that stuff was.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's my only. I feel like an arsehole, dude. Because to be totally honest with you guys, I don't think Bray ever should have lost his gig. I think he seems like a good guy, and all of the boys seem to fucking love him, and I'm happy for him. I really, genuinely. He obviously knows what he's doing as a character guy, and like he gets stuff. I don't want to be an arsehole about it, but it's just. Like, at some point, Bob, he's gonna have to work like a wrestling match against another top guy, and like, can he do that without just eating them up? I mean, Brian survived. And like, I agree with you, keep him out of the title picture, but it's like, who in the main event would you comfortably put against Bray in a non-title program and be like, yeah, he'll be okay either against Bray? Like, this is my worry. Who comes to mind for you? Just try and workshop some names.
On SmackDown or in general?
Just in general. Just try and think of some guys he could have a program with that wouldn't get completely obliterated, like, as a character, So it's so difficult.
Probably Seth again, but I don't think you'd want to willingly revisit that immediately.
Yeah, Seth probably could do it today, but I don't think he's rushing to revisit that either.
Roman, but that'd be around the title. Yeah, it's a little tough.
Cody is an interesting one.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, probably because he's so, he's so bulletproof. Yeah, I don't know. This is absolutely true too. This is very important. If he's more human than supernatural, it will be a benefit to the character and easier to book.
Mm-hmm.
He was certainly a lot more palatable as the cult leader. I'm going to say this with complete love to the man. I'm not trying to be an arsehole. I promise. I don't know if he's the same worker in 2022 he was in 2014.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was Masawa in 2014, but I definitely think there is some evidence. The last time we saw him, last couple of times, that he ain't quite that anymore. So make it out what you will. We'll see, man. Look, here's the thing that makes this interesting. We're going to find out now because we don't know what was Vince and what was Bray before. There was a lot of terrible shit that came from the Fiend. That may not have been his fault. We'll find out now because Triple H, I think he's going to mostly let the dude fucking play around.
Yeah.
And that will, that will get him as wherever it gets him. We'll see if it works. Hopefully it does because I think this is kind of going to define and shape Bray's legacy. Right now, he's a guy who gets stuff over, has a lot of talent, but has had a really weird wrestling career. And sometimes it feels like his ideas don't even fit in a wrestling avenue. If this run goes right, he can really change that. And I hope he does because, again, he seems like a good guy. And he's obviously a talented guy. So how confident are you, Bob, that in 2 years we're going to look at this and say, man, Bray was just being fucked over by Vince. He had the answers all along. What do you think? Where are we going to look at this in 2 years?
Probably about 70-30, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's not going to wrestle on TV every week. So that can hide a lot. Like, he's going to be like a special attraction sort of wrestler. Yeah. So that right there helps. Just having him do his promos and stuff. Maybe give him a couple guys to be part of a stable and do whatever, kind of treat him like Roman where he only wrestles occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big part of it too, just how you present him.
And look, he's a star, right? I mean, you can't argue with these results. I mean, the guy is so fucking over. You can't argue with that. So you should treat him that way.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I don't know if we talked about it here or we talked about it somewhere, but like in terms of WWE male wrestlers that have that sort of like draw and following, it's what Roman and maybe Seth and Bray and Cody.
I think. Look, this sounds nuts because he was just on the bench for 18 months, but I really think there's an argument that Roman's the only who's actually above him in terms of actual connection. Yeah. Bro, they used to look at every hint when he was away and think it was his return. Like, they're nuts. God bless them. I mean that with love. I mean, I'm watching shitty Samoa Joe match in Japan. I'm nuts too. So, like your guy, you know what I mean? But it's very, very interesting. I'm not saying Seth's not over and Cody's not over. Like, Bray has like a... They were doing holy shit chants for him, like walking through a door, bro. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Good question. Who do you put in Bray's crew? Do you think you should do the Wyatt 6 thing, the group thing, or should you let him just be on his own? What do you think the best play is there?
I think probably like a tag team, but like, a whole stable of 6 other people probably isn't for the best just because I can't think of 6 people that would really benefit from being there.
Right.
It sounds like, if Bo's coming back, he'd be very easy to be involved, which, we'll see how he is at this point. I mean, there's, a couple guys you could go with. A lot of people have said Joe Gacy, which I'd maybe not do that one.
Bo Dallas and Joe Gacy as the world's tag team champions. I don't know. This did jump off the page, I have to admit. The Righteous guys did. That felt like a very obvious fit. Vincent and Dutch, whatever his name is. I forget that. Yeah, Vincent and Dutch, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were backstage. It was like a natural fit. Honestly, man, I just want to see what he's going to do. I really hope it works out. I have my doubts, but I hope that this regime will suit Bray better and he will kind of be, vindicated, right? Like he'll be proven right overall. That'd be a nice story. So shout out to Bray Wyatt. It was a pretty cool deal. Bray, I know you watch every week. I've probably been very bored the last couple of years. Don't worry if you have to cancel your patronage now that you're more on the road. I get it. But, all right, let's move forward here. What was your second favorite match on the show?
Probably the I Quit match, honestly, which I hated the first 10 or 15 minutes of it, but 30-minute match usually wouldn't be for me, but that last half of it, man, that was good stuff. It was right out of the Attitude Era, and people are like, "Oh, it's overbooked," and it was, but it kind of needed to be.
It ruled.
Yeah, the first half was just them doing holds and Edge grunting into the mic.
Yeah, some things become like cliche criticisms. Like overbooked can be like awesome in the right. This was the finish of this was not the issue. She's just like implied. But carry on, Bob. My bad.
Yeah, well, and I think too, one of the best calls that Michael Cole's ever had in that entire match. He was great, man. The Ray and Dom stuff, which is getting over big, despite everything. So that's good. But yeah, he put that over, and I liked it a lot. I liked the finish. I kind of thought they'd involve Beth, and then having Rhea just do it anyway is a good touch.
That was good. Yeah.
That really helps Judgment Day get further along, I think, too. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the I Quit match.
Serious question, and those in the chat, dunk on this if you want, agree if you want, I don't mind. Is Michael Cole the best lead announcer in wrestling?
I think so. But I've liked him for a long time, too.
Michael Cole has had such a unique career that, like, people have. I forgot him the other week when I was about announcers. I just dismissed him. He's so fucking good at times, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I don't know. I think he's a candidate. I like Ian Riccaboni. I'd have him second, I think. Michael Cole. Like, I don't know, man. I'm looking at chat. Ian Riccaboni shouts. A couple yeses, a couple no's. So it's divisive. That's fine. That makes sense to me. All right. By the way, cage match, I agree with you. That was the second best match on the show.
No, there we go. A lot of people were real mad at cage match on Saturday night because the show had like a 9.2 an hour after it ended. And they had to put out a tweet that, they have no control. It's not bots or anything. It's just people fired up,
Yeah, look, man. I'm all for people getting mad at things. I've respect for people getting mad at things. You get what you get, I suppose. Getting legitimately mad at the credibility of cagematch.net is a level of filth I couldn't imagine ever covering myself in. Again, I'm willing to slum it on some topics, Bob. I'm willing to disgrace myself on some matters. The fucking good bros, we'll get to them in a minute. But actually logging on and going, listen, I told you these pieces of shit cage match well, they're cracked up to me. Come on. Can we calm down a little bit, everyone? It's fine. As for Manny, bless Manny's heart. Bless his heart. Manny, when you hear this, we need to talk, man. We need to get you past your trauma with the World Wrestling Federation, all right, pal? It'll be all right. It's going to be okay. I'm just playing. We love Manny. He'll be back tomorrow night for the All Elite Wrestling Presents Dynamite program. Have you ever seen that one?
Once or twice.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right. I only saw the second half of that match, by the way, because,
Yeah.
Well, I have limitations, but I love the second half of the match. I'm not even going to watch the first half of the match because I like the second half. What's the point, right? So,
yeah.
Okay. Up next, what would you say was your next favorite, Bobby?
Probably
the ladder, right? Just by kind of default.
Yeah, the ladder.
Do you prefer fight pit or ladder?
No, I think the ladder is better than the fight pit.
They're very close on cage match.
Yeah, it was a very well worked match. I like the finish a whole lot. I thought Bayley might have gotten injured at the end, but she didn't. She wrestled last night, so it was good. A little surprised she didn't win. I don't know if she's going to face Bianca again at Crown Jewel or if they're just going to keep this going towards War Games. It seems clear that Candice is going to join up with them at this point since they beat her down. No one helped her last night. It seems like that's where they're going with that. Damage Control still kind of just getting there. Like, that's the thing. They debuted them on such a big stage, and it was like the first big move of the Triple H regime, and I think everyone expected it to just kind of click immediately, kind of disregarding that none of them had really worked in a long time, and you still just have to build chemistry. And I think they could have the tag titles be defended more and stuff. That's probably something that would be good. But overall, like, it's going to take some time.
It's also like, I'm not trying to be dismissive, but it's kind of something that I got into last week. I was a little bit baffled by the conversation around this match. Like, the way people talk about this match, it was just like a means to get the belt on Bayley. And it's like, I don't mean this is not, Bayley's awesome, but Bianca Belair is the ace, Like your game shouldn't just be like, okay, we're going to have them get a bunch of heat and win all the belts. Complete, like,
yeah.
You got to, to me, this was the right finish. I will say the way they did the finish, I didn't agree with. I thought it was kind of dumb to have Bianca just beat up the whole group. I didn't make much sense of that. I don't really know where they're going. Like, I don't really understand the way they've started telling this story. I think it's great. Bayley, I think, is a little rusty, which is to be expected. She'll be fine. I didn't love them. I didn't love it. I mean, it was a fun match, It was a fun match, but it was very disjointed. I thought it didn't flow. So, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. It's a hard ladder match. Is fucking hard too. But I agree with the result. All right, what was the fight pit like? I didn't watch any of the fight pit. I have to concede. What was it like, Bob?
It was fine. Like, it didn't really feel like it needed to be in the fight pit or whatever, but it was just, I guess, to get Riddle a win and whatever. Daniel Cormier didn't really do much because they they climbed up and he wasn't going up there. So all the stuff on the little top thing was fun just because it looked like there was one where Seth did the buckle bomb like against one of the corners and it looked like Riddle was going to go through it into the crowd, which would have been crazy. Yeah. And then, they do like moves and stuff on this little platform and it kind of felt like one of them might fall and then Seth kind of just like rolled off, which that's fair. That's probably the best way to get down. And then the finish was cool because Riddle did like the senton thing from the top and both of them looked like they got pretty banged up on it, which was cool. But yeah, it was kind of a weird match to main event, I think. But I also don't know what I would have put there instead, knowing what was coming after. So
yeah,
it was fine.
It was like there was a lot of tweets about how this show looked good. I'm not saying they were wrong, but there was also a plethora of responses that was like, "Where's the main event?"
Yeah.
And my initial response to that was obviously it's the Raw Women's title match, but I guess they were right to ask that. There wasn't really a main event, right? Yeah, I don't know. Like Seth in this match never made sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised it was kind of an odd fit. Let me quickly handle some business. Shout out to John, who gave out a community sub gift, folks. If you receive that, I don't really know how that works. Usually it names them. I never understand that, Bob. But if you got the sub from John, thank John. If not, I will thank John. Thank you, John. Bob, say thanks, John, please.
Thanks, John.
There you go. All right. Let's talk about this carrying cross business. Because you and I have been pretty consistent on our stance on old carry cross. And I'm not going to kick the shit out of this match because I didn't watch it properly. I just skimmed through it. But I did say on the program I did yesterday, I said this. Like, I skipped into this match, Bob, right? And the first thing I heard was this from Corey Graves. The audience is so uncomfortable with the violence. They've fallen into a hushed silence. And I said, oh, this is going great. That means one thing. This thing's fucking stinking up the joint. Was it any good, Bobby, the strap match?
No, not really. So they started like before the bell even rang. They did like 10 minutes of pre-match stuff and ended up in the crowd and stuff. It's just like the point of the strap match is kind of to keep it all contained. And they didn't do that. They didn't really do too many spots with the strap, which they did a lot of in the segment on Friday, which I thought was actually pretty well done. Cross kicked the shit out of Drew and then just turned around and won Saturday anyway, which, not great for Drew. We're not allowed to talk about that though. So, people get upset if you say that Drew looks like a big loser now. So, but yeah, it wasn't great. Like it said it was only 10 minutes. It felt like it was about 35 minutes. Yeah, just not a good match.
So the way you've said that suggests to me that this Drew Mac business has become a discourse, Bob. Is that what you're suggesting?
A little bit. Like, I think it's fair to say that after losing the match that they spent 2 years building him up for, and then losing to Karrion Kross, he's not got the highest stock right now. But
are you saying he should request his release from the World Wrestling Federation?
Probably not that far, but
Are you saying he should go back to Impact Wrestling and become the man again?
Yeah, it wouldn't be too hard for him.
Are you saying that he should go to Pro Wrestling TV's new product, MLW Fusion?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? You saying that he should work the Real World's Tag League with Bram?
Yes.
I wouldn't say any of those things. I think he's kind of fucked, Bob. I don't even know what's happening, Drew. Does Triple H think he sucks or something? What's the deal?
Yeah, I don't know, because if it was because I know he was banged up or whatever, he hurt his back or something over the summer. If this is all just to get him off TV for a little bit, let people kind of forget about him and then welcome him back, that'd be good. But if he's just on SmackDown next week, doing the same stuff, it's going to be hard to really take him seriously anymore. And as much as everyone likes to say wins and losses don't matter, sometimes they do.
I've heard that. Yeah, our friend the Contrarian he's got quite strong opinions on that matter, Bob. I don't know if you're aware of that. I don't know if you heard that in his 10-minute rant about Asuka last week.
I did. That was great.
He did. It was. It feels like a long time ago, but I had a blast. I really did. Yeah, I don't know what to do with Drew. I'll be honest. You guys last week were saying that Cross was going to win this match, and I didn't believe that for a second. I just didn't. I thought Drew was going to win because he lost at the fucking Clash. Him losing to Karrion Kross is despicable. He should have called the police immediately. Should have contacted his lawyer. One of those things. Speaking of Drew McIntyre, he could be drafted tonight in the all-time TNA Impact Wrestling Fantasy Draft. Myself, Bobby, the famed Contrarian and the Oracle of Wrestling. It's going to be a hell of a time in Gotham City, 8 p.m. Eastern on this free Twitch channel. All right. Speaking of classics, Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan. Bob, remember 3 months ago when I said, why the fuck are they booking this match? And they just booked it twice more. And at no point did anyone put their hand up and say, why are we doing Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey? What is the point of this? Who is this helping? I guess they got a heel turn out of it. What's the deal here, Bobby? Explain.
Yeah, it's not great. Like, the parts of the match where they were outside the ring, kind of doing the weapon spots and all that, I enjoyed quite a bit. But all the in the ring stuff was just not very good. Didn't feel very well put together. I kind of always thought Ronda was going to win, so I guess and again, I brought it up last week, like, what do you do with Liv now? That's going to be kind of more important than the result of this match, because, like, is she in that top tier, second tier, or is she just going to tag with Sarah Logan again or whatever?
Did Ronda turn heel here? Is that what happened?
It seemed like it, but then the Pro Wrestling Insider thing yesterday was she's a babyface internally, and the live crowds still seem to love her. So I don't know if they're going to turn Liv instead, or
Did you see Liv's WWE.com interview?
I did not.
Very spooky. She was sitting in a dark corner with her hands on her head, and then the interviewer was like, I don't know. Did she like asked her if she was okay, and she just sat there like laughing and shit. It was weird.
Honestly, like, I know when she was originally pitched to be part of Bray's group, it was not well received, but it wouldn't be the worst thing now. I mean, she's slightly higher on the card, and she's really into the horror movies and stuff, so she'd be into it.
Well, so am I, but it doesn't mean I should be fucking next to Wyndham on Raw. You know what I mean?
That's true.
How do I put this? Well, when you take like one of the better talkers in the division who can like act a little bit, and you put her with Bray Wyatt, and like it almost like destroys her career because people get so mad about it. I'm not sure the way to then go again is to take someone who's not a good promo nor a good actor and put her with the same Bray Wyatt. That feels like how would I put this? A mistake, Bob,
Yeah, that wouldn't be great.
I mean, imagine her doing a promo with Bray. I mean, come on, bro. I don't think it's a very good idea, but if they do it, I'll laugh. So, nothing wrong with that. All right, that was Extreme Rules, Bob. What would you give it overall out of 10?
Probably about a 7 or so.
Yeah,
in that area.
Excellent.
Yeah,
it has a 7.63.
It's a little high, but
that's fine. 7, bro. It's fine. There's no one. Don't let them bully you into this, man. Fuck the police. It's fine. Right. Enough about this boring shit. Let's talk about Raw. I haven't watched Raw. I don't care. I just want to talk about
new commentators.
Thing. How was he? I didn't update my TEW database, Bob. How was Kevin Patrick?
He's fine. I like that it's all 2-man crews again. That's nice. I don't know. Like, he's okay. I don't mind him on main event. But it's obviously different to do a 3-hour show compared to a 30-minute tape show. But I also didn't really have a problem with Jimmy Smith either. I generally kind of tune out the commentary for the most part.
Yeah.
But it'll be okay.
Fair. There's been a reference here to the famed Lexi Allcaps tweet after. I'm going to pull it up in case I forget. The replies to this tweet will live forever in my mind. She tweeted, and I quote, "Hello, old friend. This tweet has 60,000 likes." The responses range from the following. "For the love of God, stay away from Bray." Immediately followed by, "I'm so thrilled you get the chance to work with him again." "Respectfully, no. Run it back. Join him. GFY." I just made that one up. No one said GFY. That would be funny. Some people are just posting images of the act together. There are lots of emojis. Bob, your thoughts?
Listen, I mean, it's not the way that I would prefer that they use her, but she clearly enjoys it, and whatever.
Yeah. in all seriousness, I mean, we're going to do like performative bits and get tweets off, but like, it's obviously her favorite thing. God bless, right? Fuck it. Who really cares? It's fine. She absolutely loved doing that bit. And as much as I just messed around about killing her career, it did not absolutely not kill her
No.
career. She still sells that fucking doll, that piece of shit.
Yeah, we both have them now, so.
Oh shit! Yeah, we do. No, I don't have the doll. I have Bray. I have a Bray doll.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The Funko doesn't have the Lily. I thought it did. It doesn't.
Oh damn.
No, I got Jay Shell the Lily in the box though.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, lots of doll talk around here. So, okay. Professional wrestling, Monday Night Raw. You and I are the only two people in the world who wanted one thing to happen. Two of the great bald wrestlers of their time, Gallows and Gunn, the Good Brothers. I was very confident. You guys may have heard on a grin along about a month ago, not quite a month ago, but 3-4 weeks ago, I think. 3 weeks probably. They did a pre-tape of AJ, and I just kept saying over it. Well, obviously the Good Brothers are coming in. And I was very, very confident. It seemed very obvious to me. When they didn't drop the belts in London, or when he didn't drop the belt in London, that meaning Cole, I assumed there was a chance that was not the case. Apparently that's not a factor. He's just going to go out and drop it, when he wants. The Good Brothers back in the World Wrestling Federation is both not surprising, but how quickly it happened was also like startling. It was quite the deal. But what was your reaction when the brothers came out?
Yeah, I mean, I was excited about it just because I kind of thought this whole time that they were going to be AJ's kind of backup, and in that role, they're going to be perfectly fine. Just as a tag team, they're going to be perfectly fine. Carl Anderson working a match on Raw every third week will be perfectly fine. Like, I think people are overreacting a little bit, and some of the stuff. Well, how should I put this? If you don't like them for certain reasons, I get it. But also, I'm sure one of the wrestlers you like have done similar things that would make people not like them.
All right, are we talking about the handling of certain personal relationships, like marriages? Okay, yeah, that seems. I mean, look, like care about what you care about, but yeah, I would agree that's probably a very dangerous road to go down. With
right, I mean that the whole they bashed WWE, now they work there again. Well, Road Dogg works there. Road Dogg's worked there 6 different times since then.
He did it on fucking TV, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's the sort of thing that happens.
I don't know, man. It's like some of the stuff has been so dramatic. The most embarrassing shit about like both sides shitting themselves and vomiting over themselves about who's going to be on their show.
Yeah.
Oh, now they're on my show. Jesus, man. It's 3 fucking hours long. Can you calm down a little bit? Christ. I have never seen anything like it, Bobby. It's like, and then people do this thing where, look, are Gallows and Anderson big, massive stars? No. Are they a great tag team? Not really. No. They don't really have particularly good matches. You don't have to like them. You don't have to care. I'm not going to argue any of these points. I just conceded them all. But the thing where people, like, pretend it's like this, like, catastrophe they're on TV.
Yeah.
There are worse wrestlers on every TV show that we watch.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have feature matches this week,
Yeah.
It's like, I find it to be the most, and the funniest part of all of it, obviously, was the fact they got the fucking holy shit chants, and the New York crowd that hasn't followed anything they've done in the last 2 years, pumping their fist. The Good Brothers are back. So that was funny. I don't know. I wouldn't accuse anyone of being wrong for not caring. Most people don't care, but like, it was a little much yesterday, wasn't it, Bob? Jesus.
Yeah, it was considering some of the people that they brought back who are, actively very bad. Probably not the reaction I would have.
And look, this is fair. The one thing I will say is, and this isn't you, Willie, but this is something I see a lot. So many people like glorify the old school wrestlers who only care about money. And then when the Good Brothers do it, like get mad about it, It's like, it's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing too. And like, I saw people who I know put over Kevin Nash regularly.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, they don't come in and care. I'm like, well, yeah, but
that's the shit you glorify. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and I agree with this totally. Look, if you thought the Good Brothers sucked before, don't get fired up now. If you thought they were good before, don't get mad now.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no one accusing me of not being consistent about the fucking Good Brothers. There's one thing I am consistent on. It's the machine gun Carl Anderson. All right, so you get what you get. I think they're gonna have a fun time with AJ. Whether it's fun on screen or not, I have no idea. It doesn't really matter to them, I don't think. But AJ's happy to have him back, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I don't know, man. I actually think Cole's going to wrestle Finn on TV, which is going to be a great bit. Very excited. So I think it'll be a fun time. They got a great reaction. I'm happy for them. I think getting fired actually like legitimately affected Cole in a way that he can talk about as much as he wants. Nothing to do with me. But if you listen to some of the things he said, it actually like genuinely fucked him up a little bit. I think this is from a confidence point of view. And I really hope they can just have a nice, steady run. They don't need to be tag champs. They shouldn't be tag champs. They shouldn't be pushed. But, I think it'd be nice for them to not have like a great deal of resentment towards the place, because it can be exhausting to be that way about things. So I'm rooting for them. I hope it works out. Again, that doesn't mean they're going to be the tag champs. It means they just have a nice run where people enjoy having them around. Maybe they have a couple good matches, and they call and they call it a day. Cole's 42, man. He's just got a new contract with WWE at 42. He's probably getting him for 45. If nothing else, respect the hustle.
Yeah,
if nothing else.
Exactly.
All right. So the Good Brothers are back. They're doing a program with Judgment Day. Where are you at on Judgment Day at this point? I'm intrigued.
I think, Finn taking more of a role as like the leader has been good. They seem to have more of a direction now. The Ray and Dominic stuff is actually working. Priest is kind of just there, but whatever.
Right.
They're going to do Rhea and Beth, which we've been talking about for quite some time now. I think that'll be a good match. And yeah, I mean, it's working. I don't know that they need to be on the show quite as much as they are. Like last night they had the Ray and Gable match, which I actually wanted to go long, didn't go long, just so they could do a 10-minute segment after the match. But that's something I've complained about too. It's them not doing enough angles and stuff. So again, can't have it both ways.
There you go. Good job, Bob. Monty, are you put in the private chat if you can come on right now, pal? Okay. I agree with you on that. Absolutely. Hang on a second. I tell you, this piece of shit he better not ruin the audio here, Bob. I'll be real mad because this show has been really smooth, One fleeting connection issue. Here he is. Look at this piece of shit. Monty?
Yo.
Oh my God. Where are you?
What do you mean?
You sound like
same place always, huh?
He sounds like he's in the woods or something, doesn't he? Did you hear the creak there under his... You all right, mate?
Yeah, you sound worried.
I am worried. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good. We were just talking about professional wrestling.
Really?
No, we were pretending. Did you hear the Good Brothers are back?
I did.
You did?
Saw people mad. I don't know why. But...
Yeah, we were just talking about that. We just did like a 10-minute roundabout. I think I got pretty aggressive.
10 minutes.
All right, now seriously. Let me proceed here with our program. Monty, feel free to interject whenever you would like to. This Rey Mysterio Chad Gable business, Bob, did you punch the wall when this match ended at like 7 minutes, whatever it was?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of mad. Every match gets 15 minutes, and one that I would like to get 15 minutes got kind of cut so they could do 10 minutes of post-match stuff, but
owned.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's Monty.
I
I wondered who you'd invited into the StreamYard. All right, mate?
It's just me, lad.
All right, so what did you think of Chad Gable versus Rey Mysterio Jr., Monty? What did you think?
Bit of a kick in the balls, really, wasn't it, bro?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't know. I don't watch wrestling.
Fair.
I only watch Samoa Joe matches.
It didn't happen. It was nice while it lasted. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's fine. The big headline from Raw was the big man was back. Did you hear about that, Brock Lesnar?
I did.
And he set up Seth freaking Rollins to win the United States Championship of the World. That's what I call it personally. Bob, let's walk through this step by step. Your favorite wrestler is back. Fired up?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll go step by step. So yes.
Okay. Okay, you can go more than that. That's fine. All right. Did you think it was good what they did with him upon his return?
I'm excited for the Lashley match, and I'm glad, he's doing something away from the title, away from Roman and all that. I would have liked Lashley to not, just lose the title, but I guess if there was a way to do it, that's the best way. And then, after Lashley finishes his business with Brock, maybe you do the Roman match with Lashley at the Rumble or whatever. So that would be fine. If it doesn't end with Lashley Roman, I'm not going to like it as much. But But I am excited for Lashley and Brock.
Do you how do you feel about Seth freaking Rollins representing the United States?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fine. Like, he's a guy that you can put out there and have good matches with anyone, and that's what your secondary title should be anyway, for the most part. So, he can go out there and face Ali or whatever. That'd be good.
What a horrible thing to say on a public podcast. I'm just kidding. It's fine. He's obviously very over. Good for him. Open challenge, Seth Rollins, great stuff.
Yeah, I don't love that, but
Montgomery,
Yo,
you fired up for the pain to be back, Brock Lesnar? The pain. Do you remember that Marty Skrull letter that we read on the grin? They called him the pain. Fucking dog. Monty, you excited to see him back?
yeah, it's Brock Lesnar, man. He's
Good on him.
it's Brock. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna get. He's not gonna be on every show, but he's gonna be on. He'll
Big
frequently appear. He'll beat people up. There's like a 60-70% chance he has a good match. When he's on, he's on.
Oh, it's
but
great.
he's genuinely an all timer. But when he's not, he's not.
Yeah.
So
I'd argue with that, really.
obviously
Yes.
the prospect of him facing Lashley, two fucking massive guys, just clubbing each other, hitting suplexes.
That first match they fucked up and all. They need to get that right. They need to remedy that.
Mm.
They
Yeah,
way
well-
overcomplicated that shit, man.
well,
I don't
Lashley got
really
hurt.
remember much of it, so
Well, yeah, someone does need to tell Bob how to take a fucking German suplex. Otherwise, he's going to do what he did last time and keep doing that shit with his shoulders. And
Mm.
he
that
did it
was
last
a
night.
catastrophe. Did it again?
Yeah, he done
So
clear
what
on the
he's done
shoulder,
all
bro.
over
No,
again.
he was fine last night. Or no, he wasn't. He did the F5 fine, but yeah, this German suplex. Yeah, he should probably learn
He
how to.
keeps going like this. Like this. He keeps taking it here, bro. That's the only thing Brock does. You've got to be able to take that shit. Otherwise, it's over. Yeah. Is he a heel? Is Brock a heel now?
He didn't seem like it yesterday. I don't
So
know that
what
they're gonna.
happened? Did he just attack Bobby?
Yeah, pretty much.
It was very.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He probably should be a heel. I don't know. People love him though. I don't know. I just in this version of Triple H's society,
Yeah.
like I think I don't know. If he's a babyface, last night was probably a bit of a weird thing for him to do.
Or just kick the shit out of another baby face and completely
Yeah.
cut their balls off. Yeah, that's weird, right?
Yeah.
Weird choice.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Well, you're not wrong. But it's just gonna be a monster fight sort of thing.
That's nice.
Yeah,
fine.
the feud itself is
Yeah.
the feud itself is like Bobby Lashley versus Brock. It's just that angle in particular. Last night was
Yeah, as a baby
like
face,
the Kimura and everything.
Yeah.
like I love Bobby Lashley, so I'm not an example of this. But let's be honest, if you're in the audience of WWE show and you love Bobby Lashley, there is like a 90% chance you prefer Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like, I love Bobby. I'm not in that 90%, but if we're being honest, if you enjoy the appeal of Bobby Lashley, you probably really like Brock Lesnar, right? And you don't see Brock as often, so you pop huge when he comes out. So poor Bobby's out there and, they're cheering and stuff. It's very difficult. Very, very challenging. Jesus. Tell him to calm down over there. I had to mute him and throw him into fucking timeout. Kicking the shit out of his microphone, Bob. Remember that show you did at Christmas where he was off location? On
Yeah.
location, whatever the fuck, and you just kept whacking it up and down. All right. You back now, son?
Yeah,
Everything all right? All right.
I was having a lighting issue.
Lighting issue. So Brock's
I was
back.
blowing on the screen, bro. It was fucking blowing my head off.
Monty, are you excited about Seth freaking Rollins as the United States champion of the world?
I'm pretty indifferent on it, to be honest. Like, I really appreciate Seth as a worker this year, the run he's been on. He hasn't really missed, as the kids say. But yeah, man, obviously Seth for me is this current character of his isn't really something that makes me pump my fist, other than the fact that he's had, some really good matches with, the greatest wrestler on earth, Cody Rhodes. So,
It's true.
It was a little aggressive.
Yeah,
It was a
well,
little aggressive.
Yeah, bit far on that one. I just miss him.
I picked him second last week, and I got the shit kicked out of me in the poll. I
No,
came
people
behind the
don't-
Oracle of Wrestling.
People don't know the game.
They don't know ball. All right.
Roddy Rhodes is a man, bro. Don't get me started.
Candice LeRae beat Bailey.
She did?
Why did no one tell me?
No,
Did she beat her
shenanigans.
clean? What did she do? Inside cradle?
Yeah, it was just kind of a roll-up thing, and then Candice got beat down after.
What is where do you think they're going? Is Candice? I thought Candice was going to join. Who's the other heel? They've got 5. I don't fucking know.
I think she's still going to join because no one helped her last night when she was getting beat down. But yeah, kind of a weird path to take to get there.
I can't believe they beat Bailey.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter. I guess. Does it not matter? I don't know. Does it matter?
It's
I
fine.
didn't see it.
Lorraine lost last week, didn't she?
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, I'm just saying. God. Damn.
Don't book the match, Monty.
You know what I mean?
Did you see the... okay, look, I just defended the Good Brothers signing. I love the Good Brothers, but seriously, this is funny. Did you see the take where it was to be fair, it does make sense because AJ's outnumbered. It's that's why they booked the angle. The angle was for the Good Brothers. They didn't book an angle where he was outnumbered against Finn Balor.
Yeah, it was so obvious weeks ago.
Yeah,
Weeks ago.
That's what was... Last night, people were like, oh my God, New Japan's going to be so mad. If New Japan didn't know, then they must not fucking know what's going on. They shot the angle on TV, brother. Oh, anyway, not about the Good Brothers. Was it good, Candice and Bailey? Monty, was it good?
It wasn't. I don't think he didn't feel. I wasn't paying that much attention to Raw last night, to be honest. But when it's just on. But from what I remember, was it a fully fleshed out match or?
Yeah, that's the thing because I think it got
6
more,
minutes.
Yeah,
But it might have been an ad.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I didn't remember it being like I said, a fully fleshed out match. So I love a 6 minutes, so I'll have to probably go back and have a look at it.
It didn't get a very good rating, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
Not that.
Is he doing a good job with these women's divisions?
He's trying.
Yeah.
Is he? Is he trying? Is
He's
this
trying.
good? This stuff? I'm not even trying to do a bit. I'm genuinely I don't watch it. Is it actually good? This angle right now at this point in the game, we're in October now.
I think it's decent, but it's not hitting the way that it feels like it should. And I think that Triple H hoped that it did. At the end of the day, if you bring up EO, Dakota, Candy,
Bailey's back.
that's objectively good things happening in the division. Them getting as much TV time and having proper angles and stuff is good for the division. But like I said, it's just not hitting the way you want it to. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously the NXT call-ups aren't as over as you would have liked them to be. Then there's been let's call them complications in some of the matches and stuff where they're not quite clicking the way that they should be, but you'd hope them to be. So there's just kind of little, bumps in the road. But like I said, he's the fucker's trying. He is trying.
I don't know. It's he seems to have explored his whole angle playbook, and it's you need to do develop something, have some term. Mm-hmm. How long have we been talking about like different things that could happen? None of it's happened yet. They just beat the shit out of the baby faces every week and then lose a match.
Yeah.
There has not been any development. So I guess so. Asuka and Alexa wasn't on last night, right? Because they're selling the angle from last week. So like next, are we going to get something next week? Is Candice going to do something next week? Are we going to have an adjustment to the angle? We're going to have a development. Are we going to actually do something to raise the temperature on this, or are we just going to keep having them just go back and forth with momentum, which is the board, the lazy wrestling booker's excuse for what we're doing on TV right now. What do you think?
Go on.
What do you think?
I mean, I'd like to have something next week. You get Asuka and Alexa back and kind of go from there. But yeah, I think Monty kind of nailed it where it's been fine, but it doesn't feel like it is where it should be at this point.
Right. Let's map this out here. Let's do some fantasy booking. So are we going to do a match in Saudi Arabia? Speaking of Saudi Arabia, Jack Crosby's here.
Monty, what's on NXT tonight, buddy?
Booker T.
Booker T, baby.
That's all I know, bro. That's all I care about. Like, I don't even know what's on the lineup.
I had a little bit of a crisis at work I had to take care of, but I heard
Michael.
Bob tells me we're talking about Bray Wyatt.
No, absolutely. We've done that.
Oh my god!
Bob
Did you
told
see
me
that
we were
number?
talking about. Bob sent me. We were talking about Bray Wyatt.
Jack, would you like to talk about Bray Wyatt? Because if you do want to, we'll let you talk about him. It's
No,
fine.
I mean this is your guy's shit. I don't want to ruin your flow or anything.
No, it's fine.
No, go
it's
ahead.
fine. Yeah. We woke up confirmed shoot earlier talking about Matt Taven. So
Yo, we pissed off Confirm Shoot this morning
did.
so bad. Like he was so mad at us. He
Yeah.
was so angry.
talking about Matt Taven. in the
Apparently
group
he-
chat.
But all right, that context makes it funnier. We pissed off Confirm Shoot so bad in the text messages because Joe and I were going back and forth about Matt Taven.
Pop.
So I understand his anger when he woke up, looked at his
Yeah.
phone. It's like, oh, what are these? Oh, it's an emergency. Is Jack okay? Is Joe okay? Did somebody get
Yeah.
signed? Is somebody big? No, he's just scrolling, and it's just us talking about fucking Matt Taven.
It was a
I
good
don't know
conversation, I thought. Yeah. It was a good conversation. I enjoyed it. But Jack, in all seriousness, I'll give you a chance because I know you're a big fan. The old Wyndham, the old fiend is back at it again. Jack, are you fired up for Bray?
That was fucking awesome.
It was cool, yeah.
I don't know what's gonna come. I don't know how this gets followed up. What happens? And no, I don't give a shit that he's not a fucking 6-star wrestler. That's the dumbest friggin' argument. Oh, but then the bell rings.
Okay, you don't take shots at me on the show. It's fine.
Did you? Huh?
Well, I just like he's not.
Oh shit! I forgot you're one of those dorks, aren't you?
Well, it's just he doesn't have any good matches.
Did you hear those people
Yeah, but
at the
they
sight of him? At the
Look,
sight of him,
But
And
they
no,
haven't.
that was
Okay.
not just a. I've heard wrestlers get pops before. What Calvin Anderson got last night was a pop. That was a
You
pop.
see, you
Big
see,
pop.
you
What
see,
Bray got?
you see the number.
What Bray
See
got?
the
was
numbers, mate.
What Bray got was fucking worship.
Okay, look, I ain't gonna do this again. You know, I'm not gonna lash out. I ain't.
Lash out.
Just see how it goes. All right,
It's content.
Well, no, but there's just we're getting a bit carried away right now, and I don't want to be an arsehole about it. But he's getting. At some point, you're gonna have to book him in a wrestling program.
All right, but then you work around. You work around the negatives. Work around it.
There was only one wrestler who able to do that in the last 3 years, and it was the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. So good luck to Drew McIntyre working around the negatives with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. We'll see how it goes. Speaking of such, they want a review. Don't have that wants a review of Cross and Drew.
Oh my god!
Listen,
Told you.
for the last time, I cover college football for a living for CBS Sports. I do not have time to watch these things. Not even the next day because people get fired. I don't have time to watch. I can. Here is my purpose. I like to talk about wrestling still. I just can't fucking watch it. I do not have time. Honest to Christ, I don't have time to watch it. The only thing I was able to watch back, Bob, I think you asked me about if I watched back the Bray thing. I watched it. I watched that whole because I wanted to see the whole thing, not just little clips. But no, like I didn't watch a match.
You watched the Good Brothers angle. because
I
you know
will
what's
say
going
though,
on.
Bob was nice enough to update me during the cross match. A few text messages
What
here
did
and
they?
there.
Okay, hold up, Bob.
Hold
What
on.
did you text Jack during this match?
Because I think it was hold on. I think it was a funny exchange. Oh yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is good.
Oh no. Okay.
Well, here I'll start a Friday night. Friday, Bob cross kicked the shit out of Drew on SmackDown. I said, "Oh no, is he going to lose tomorrow?" And Bob said, "I hope so." And I said, "Bob, shut the fuck up."
I remember that.
And then Bob said, "Dave, that's the whole." We were talking about Bray. Oh, here I was sitting here, 10 TVs going with college. Well, 3 TVs going to games, and I get a text message from Robert O'Neill. It said two messages in succession. Cross won. He is so bad. And then I messaged him back in all caps. Fuck yes, all hail.
I love that you came on here and was like, fuck those nerds that want Bray to have good matches, and followed it with, I don't watch professional wrestling. Incredible overlap there.
I try my best. No, I think I said it last week on here. Like WWE doing the Saturday stuff really screws me.
Yeah.
Because it was easier for me. Like I don't cover the NFL. So if there's like even a mildly crappy Sunday night game on, I would usually watch the wrestling and just pay attention to the NFL game somewhere else. But I can't do that now. Like all these Saturday shows, I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, you didn't miss out that much. I mean, it is what it is. We were just fantasy booking this damage control business. Bobby, what do we think we're going to do? Let's try and map this out. Are they going to have a match in Saudi Arabia this year? Give me some timeline and we'll work around your outline, Bobby. What do you think we're going with this on the way to War Games?
Because it feels like they do Bailey and Bianca there again, but if you have Bailey win the title there, then because you think the babyfaces are going to win War Games, right?
They should,
Okay.
yes. But then you could argue if the men are going to win, the
that
babyface
should be
men are
on
going to win
TV.
War Games, then
It's true.
switch them.
Yeah, I mean, because then you run in. If you run it again in Saudi Arabia, do you want Bailey to lose twice and then win War Games, which kind of devalues it, or just have her lose 3 times, including War Games, and the group is in trouble?
I don't think she should lose 3 times.
Yeah.
I would probably lean to. I probably wouldn't do the match again, honestly.
That feels like the best course of action. But I don't know how you get it to the end of November then. Well, it's only about.
Who is Becky going to work War Games?
Yes. I think so.
She is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Becky's going to be back by War Games, right?
Yeah, she's already backstage and shit.
All right, calm down. Jesus.
Yeah, but come on, lad.
Bianca?
Monty gets hostile. Like as NXT gets closer, Monty gets more
He
hostile. Like, I
does.
noticed that.
People have been. I've been accused of this a few times already this week.
Well,
you know.
there you go. You were hot. Last night we were talking during Raw, and Monty started punching his fucking desk. He was just so mad about it. So hated he was listening to DX preaching.
I watched Raw last night. Doesn't that count for something?
It counts more than I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I watched it.
Listen to us.
Remember
the old days, Jack, when we'd watch all the wrestling and talk about it, and we'd be like, we'd freestyle. I'd bring up like Ring of Honor and Impact, and Jack and I would go back and forth. Now we come on here and we go, oh, do you see the Good Brothers came back? Fucking old men in a pub. It's terrible. Anyway, damage control. Becky's going to be back. Becky and Bianca are on the team. Are we doing an Alexa Asuka? Is one of them turning, or are they going to be on the team? Gut feeling right now.
I still think one of them's going to turn.
Oh my God. I don't know, man.
I don't think one of them is now.
Yeah, that angle they did on Raw last week was so we need to it was basically the Booker being like, we need to get them off so we can bring them back.
Yeah, that's fair.
They can't be on TV for 7 weeks for War Games, no?
Well, I think it also depends on if, Sasha and Naomi come back, because then you can slot them in on either side, really, which would help.
I still like Sasha's going to come back in Boston.
She should.
Boy, listen, if they're smart, bring her back that night.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it on Raw. You don't have to get cute and reveal the partner. And it'll be like the CM Punk, or the CM Punk, the Bray Wyatt thing. People will know Sasha's going to be there. Like, you're going to sell the show knowing that Sasha and Naomi too. But I mean, in Boston, Sasha is the surprise. People are going to be hype for that. Yeah. Don't do it until that night. And then I can't wait to see the discourse on Twitter when she gets that pop.
I don't disagree, but I will say her wrestling Ronda in Boston could be a pretty awesome deal too. Like the crowd heat for that would be fucking cool. That's the only thing I'd say. That being a title. Can you imagine that being like a big time title match in Boston? The crowd reaction would be cool. I don't mind that. I'm easy. You're right there, Chief, kicking the shit out of yourself.
NXT.
Aggro, man.
Listen, we got Booker T now.
All right, that's fine.
NXT.
1 second. I got to
stop promoting it. I'm on the air.
Take a phone call. Hang on.
Oh, no.
Listen, bro.
I'll be back.
NXT. We all know NXT is certainly a show.
It's true.
Monty, we're up against them tonight. Can you stop advertising the show like this? We're promoting. We're head to head, brother.
I'm saying it's a bad show.
Yeah, it's
bad show. when you're a fucking loser like myself.
Are you a wrong'un? Remember you called me a wrong'un for going to wrestling shows? Remember that? Are you allocating that term to yourself now?
No, definitely not. I'm not doing it.
I'm a wrong'un for attending a fucking...
I just like to scout, I like to scout. And then Booker T's commentary.
So Becky, Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka. Are we doing 4? Are we doing 8 people in the War Games? Or are we doing 10?
Is it going to be 4 or 5? Do we know yet?
I haven't asked anyone. Bob, what's your sources saying?
Well, because Survivor Series is traditionally, it's not always 5-on-5 either. Sometimes it's 4-on-4. So it should be 5-on-5.
If it was 5, you could fit in Raquel and Shotzi, who are kind of like looming over this picture.
Yeah, you could.
War Games is
good, isn't it?
War Games should be good for the women this year.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
I mean, we've said that about every match in this program, and every time it's ended, and we've gone, that was disappointing. Maybe we should just change the way we expect things here,
Hold on.
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
All right, calm it down. Go on.
We are.
What are you thinking about?
I'm trying to think of how many victory laps we've actually had. Monday.
Yeah, but it's still when Alexa's in there.
That was the big one. That was the one we cared about.
It got 3 1/4. It was a nice little match, but the Clash match was not as good as we wanted it to be. The ladder match wasn't as good as we wanted it to be.
Yeah, but
none of the tag matches were as good as we wanted them.
Yeah, but last Monday, like I said.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you get a real pro in there. You know what I mean? You get a real pro in there who's fucking seen the world a little bit. They can steer some of these.
Brought EO back to life, healed the foot. You know what I mean? Just.
Oh yeah, well, that's a real fucking
what
wrestler.
A worker. What a worker.
So yeah, I don't know where they're going. I guess was the conclusion of that segment. I don't really know. I guess it doesn't matter. The last night, Monty was watching Raw, folks, and at one point he went, "Oh, fucking November 5th," and we was like, "What's wrong? What's he talking about?" And he was that mad at how long was left of the build between Roman and Logan Paul. So I asked Bob, have you had a similar experience as of late?
No, I mean, I like the segment on Friday. They've only had that in the other segment, I think. It hasn't been too bad. I'm sure they're kind of out of things to do now, which kind of alarming going forward.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do from this point on, I guess.
On SmackDown, when Paul Heyman referenced Andrew Tate.
Yeah, that was.
Did you pump your fist? Was you finally I'm represented on the wrestling show, or did you just?
No, I just wish he wouldn't do things like that.
I was saying to Oracle didn't know who he was. God bless him. Good luck, Oracle. Shout out. I was saying Paul definitely. If you could time machine the Andrew Tate story back then, Paul would have booked him for ECW immediately. He'd have done a match with Taz at the ECW arena.
Oh yeah,
would have been a whole deal. All right. This is an interesting comment here. Bob has somehow convinced himself Logan's a good player. That feels like a pretty strong allegation. I wouldn't stand for that. I don't know about you, Joke, but if I was disrespected like that, I wouldn't stand for it.
I thought the one he did 2 weeks ago was pretty good.
There you go. Fucking owned. He's fired back.
Wait, what are we not standing for?
Yeah, just being disrespected in the chat like that. I mean, someone just said Bob has somehow convinced himself Logan Paul is a good promo. Just fucking owned him like that in front of everyone.
He's not a bad promo. He's pretty good promo.
Crosby's taking a stand. Sarah Logan's back.
Cheers.
Yeah, I saw that friggin' video. They should have done that a long time ago.
Should they?
But what?
Really? How often in the last 2 years did you go, fuck it, why is Sarah Logan not with them two fellas, huh? I mean, it's fine. But, I don't think we missed out, Jack, is what I'm getting at here. Look at Crosby.
Nerds. Bob, did you see what the Astros did? Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
Good Jody.
Yeah, just staring a whole room and saying fucking nerds. All right, it's fine. It's fine. No worries. All right, Bobby. Is there anything else that's for SmackDown? I could be complete. I don't know. I might be blind to.
No, I don't think so. The 6-man tag was good, but we talked about Braun already. Think that's about it for SmackDown. Wade Barrett was fine.
Yeah. What? Okay, let's give me a
Yeah,
rundown of the
how
announced
it-
teams.
He was.
We talk about the main event on SmackDown.
Yeah, I think
What was
we
the main
did.
event on SmackDown?
Sheamus and Gunther.
Oh yeah, we didn't really talk about that specifically. We just talked about the feud itself. I was talking about because I know Hangman said it's the best thing in wrestling, and I think he might be on to say it's fucking awesome. But yeah, it's pretty good, wasn't it, mate? Sheamus, I think they're quite good. Sheamus and good. I like it. It's good stuff. Jake,
No,
did you
it's
see any of
just
that?
nice when it's nice when it works. You know, like
Wrestling.
yeah, because there's so many workers now that like, there's just like an unlimited amount of good workers around at the moment.
Yeah.
And like you see a match graphic get thrown up, whether it's AEW, whether it's WWE, wherever. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it happens quite a lot. Like just two styles just don't click.
Yeah.
And as soon as everyone saw the Gunther Sheamus, like everyone was fired up. Everyone like knew what they were gonna get, and they delivered it, and then some, and then again,
Yeah.
and then again, and then again.
It's
then
even
again,
better than you
but-
like, right? It's even better. The chemistry is very
Yeah.
striking. Sheamus is best opponent by a mile. Genuinely.
Are we telling a story here? Which is he going to get that? Like, are they telling the story that he can't get his hands on the IC title?
It seems like he's going to get
'Cause
it. I think so. The last finish was pretty. I don't know if you saw the last finish, Jeff, but he
Can't remember where I saw it, but obviously, I mean, it's somebody on Twitter, and I wish I could credit them, but
it was Bob.
I saw someone talking about like Roman needs opponents. Sheamus isn't a bad time killer for a quick 1 or 2 with Roman.
He's got
Sheamus whacking, bro.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm getting more calls than I thought I was going to get. Hold on.
You're good, bro. Bless his heart. He works so hard to keep the lights on over here, doesn't he? Look at this image right now, Bob. Look, 2 fucking blank. They haven't even got the Chris Jericho photo under there. What kind of outfit are we running around here? They call themselves.
How do I actually? I don't know how to do it.
The 3 dots next to your on your little mini screen underneath the big screen.
Oh yeah.
3 dots and then go like edit avatar or whatever
Got
it's
it.
called.
Got it.
And then you can use whatever photo you want.
Yeah.
LA Knight versus Mansoor on Friday. Fired up, Bobby?
Should be fine.
Go ahead.
I don't really, I wasn't really watching NXT when people got really into LA Knight, but everyone seems happy that he's LA Knight again, and yeah, good for them.
He does this a lot. Do you know that?
Oh, I don't fit. Oh, fuck it.
Oh yeah,
He's
Legato.
fucking good, man. He's a top 150 guy in the world right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at them. Right, we'll do some promotion for that minute. Legado del Fantasma. Bob, I don't want anyone else's opinion on this other than yours. You've been asking since as long as I've known you in the late 90s, you've been saying, why are Legado not on SmackDown? I never had answers for you. I was always very upset on your behalf. They're finally there. It may be slightly problematic they were paired with Zelina after everyone got mad about the idea of them being paired with Zelina. I'm not going to get into that. You can if you want. But they're finally here, Bobby. Did you your fist?
Yeah, I thought it was a really cool way to bring them in. They looked kind of important right away, which is good.
Sorry, guys. What are we talking about? I am so sorry.
Bob was
think I'm a professional or something.
Bob was celebrating Legado del Fantasma. He's very excited.
Yo, that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
But I have questions.
Oh no.
I have questions.
Sorry to hear that.
Monty, you're the guy I want to talk to.
This is actually a good idea.
Fuck
Yes.
these other guys. You're the
True.
guy I want to
Agreed.
Step into my office.
talk to. From what best I can tell,
Mm-hmm.
there was nothing wrong with Elektra, right? Or was there? If I'm wrong, please. That's why I said you're the guy I want to talk to.
Well, she's got good presence, great law. But she's still kind of green in between the ropes, brother. Yeah.
Well, okay, but then what if we come to find out Zelina doesn't wrestle as well? What if she's just back in the Andrade role?
Right. Is she a good promo?
Because then what does that matter?
Yeah,
Elektra can talk, but I wouldn't say she's a good promo. And when I say she can talk, she can
You mean
talk
literally?
within the, she can talk within the realms of NXT. You know,
I guess the best way I can ask you this is Zelina that much of an upgrade over her?
In terms of introducing the faction with someone that the audience knows, I guess.
So I guess what you can do. All right, you know what? See, that's a good point, Monty. Because I guess what you can do theoretically, not saying they will, but theoretically, is you can have Zelina with them for a while to help give them a rub.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe there's some friction there, and then they bring in Elektra.
You can do that, yeah. And it gives Elektra more time to like get polish, and you could do that.
I kind of felt bad because it didn't seem to me, and I didn't see like a lot of people complain about her or like.
Well,
I didn't see a lot of on my timelines on Tuesday nights. I didn't see a lot of people like, well, this Legato's good, but if that chick was gone, I didn't see that.
Well,
she wasn't like a problem in that. Like what Crosby's saying, it's not like you watch it and you're like, she needs to get out of there. Get her out the group. It wasn't a thing like that. It's just that.
Unfortunately, and Jack, you're going to know what I mean by this. You know that section of Twitter, the one that Bob was High Chancellor of for a while? They're back in their 2019 era, brother. It's back. You ain't going to see a fucking single complaint about any of those shows. It's back. It's very scary. I don't feel safe anymore walking the streets of my timeline. Dark at night. Anyone could jump you. Just be careful on Twitter right now, Jack. All right, mate? Be careful.
Trust me. I learned a lesson tonight about being careful on Twitter.
Did you?
Not me personally.
Okay, good.
Bob, the stuff with the Kansas quarterback got all screwed up tonight.
No, yeah.
Somebody's in big, big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Poor Bruce Pritchard. All right. Lord Lambo has resubscribed. They've been subscribed for 5 months. What a way to dunk on yourself. Incredible. Thank you very much. Huh?
Here's the White's rabbit.
Bray Wyatt. The picture there, look.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Shout out to you. I said he was watching earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Windy. Bless his heart. Thank you very much, pal. I appreciate the subscription. Not White's rabbit. I don't know what I mean, good luck to him. Let's close this with some promotion here. We introduced a new logo tonight, new branding for our Monday show on WrestlePurious Worldwide. The studio show of the platform. Confirm Shoot immediately pitched the name, and before I even said anything, had the logo made because he's a fucking animal. He's incredible.
Fucking animal.
It rules. We drew a number last night, Monty. Did you see that?
Apparently we did.
How does that affect my contract?
We'll see.
I have a text from Confirm Shoot. This is not about WWE, but I'm going to read it. It says, and I quote, "Bing bong. Marina is terrible. Shida is trying so hard here." What a fucking hater he turned out to be, huh?
No.
I mean, Marina Shafir is one of the top 550 workers in the States right now. And you got pieces of shit like the Confirm Shoot dragging her name through the mud, Awful. Awful time. All right. Monty, promote some WrestlePurious business. Put me over too. Do that.
We've got a show on Monday.
We do.
It's pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah,
is that the one that Holbert kid's on?
Yeah.
He's something, isn't he?
Couple
Isn't he
Brit
quick?
lads,
Yeah. That Holbert fella is so quick, man. He should be doing like a late night talk show or something on the BBC.
How long do you think? How long do you think you and Backup Hangman could just talk about wrestling, in a marathon kind of way?
12 hours. It's the only problem with when Hangman comes on is it just becomes me and him just talking about 80s and stuff and 90s and then at some point I look at Monty and Monty's like, so anyway, Battle of the Belts, and I'm like, well, fair, he put in the title. Because Hangman's from the same school of thought that Jack and I are from, which is, oh fuck watching it, let's just talk about it.
Look, there's nothing wrong with that, man. You don't have to sit here and break it down like it's fucking football film. It's pro wrestling. Calm down.
That's the way it flows better, man.
Yeah, I think so. It's looks to be. In all seriousness, we're having a blast over there.
Actually,
It has been really
I
cool.
shouldn't say you should like Monty's scout like NXT scouting. That fucking rules. He should keep doing that.
I want to do
See,
like,
because I had a question tonight.
Yeah.
You friggin' jerkos weren't gonna answer it for me, but Monty was.
I think he should do like, I don't know if it's better. We was going to do a podcast at one point. We could either do it as a segment on Monday, or we could do like actual written scouting reports, which could be fucking incredible. Jack would pop huge for that. I would send those to him, and he would pop like, we could have like strengths, weaknesses, ceiling, floor. You saying, bro?
Yeah, we'd need to give him ratings, like.
Yeah, because you could do like you'd like 5-star prospect, 4-star prospect. It could fucking rule, man. No sites do this shit. They don't do any of this stuff, man. We could depth charts. We need to explore this stuff, all right? This is for a conversation off the.
We need to do an off-air StreamYard with a few of us. I need to call a meeting. You know,
We do.
I just wing everything, man.
Yeah, you should stop doing that.
I just like go off. I go off the vibes, man. You know?
That's fair. They've been pretty good as of late. The Melina interview was tremendous. Things are going great.
She's really nice, man. Did you see that tweet that she put us over with?
Yeah, it was nice.
Like, she didn't need to do that. Like,
She did she was on that Quizlemania program once, and they went like 5 hours, and she just sat there the whole time. She's too polite to tell them she wants to leave the fucking wrestling quiz. Yeah, she rolls. Bob, you a big Melina fan? I'm just kidding. What plugs and promotions have you got?
You join us about a half hour for the TNA all-time draft. That'll be fun on this very
oh,
channel.
God bless.
Oh, another draft show without me.
Jake Crosby, you know that text was sent. Do not lash out.
These motherfuckers. Like, I was a staple of these draft shows. A staple. Then I
He
said,
was
1-3, oh, we're doing a draft show.
Do not listen to Carl Anderson as he plays victim. He was
As if
invited.
that wasn't heartbreaking enough, right? I'm sitting there reading it. True story. True
I
story.
don't get the text either, Crosby. It's okay, man. You'll survive. I'll survive.
My wife looks at me and goes, "They're doing a draft show without you."
Sorry.
I went. Hey, you see how much you're fucking appreciated?
That particular draft, you have to. It's 3 consecutive weeks, Jack. The chance of you being on 3 straight grins about some sort of emergency in football happening is in.
I couldn't do like 20 minutes here without having to take 2 phone calls.
Exactly. Anyway, you were invited on the TNA one. You were just a coward about it because you know that TNA fucking sucks. I'm just kidding.
To see, but talking about pro wrestling like this, even though I still have like this is stress. This is a lot of stress. This helps me deal with that stress.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, isn't that nice?
So I have like,
That's very wholesome.
oh my God. All right. Everything's fine. Oh my God. I want to kill myself. Hey, let's talk about Bray Wyatt.
Well, there you go, folks. What a way to kind of wrap up the idea of the late night grin that is. Bobby, was that all your promotions, mate?
Yeah, you can watch the Late Night Grin Thursday as well. We're drafting female wrestlers this week.
Jesus, don't trigger him again with the draft. Fucking
sorry. You can watch me watch the Chicago Bears play the Washington Commanders during that show, which will probably not go well.
Are you going to watch that, Bob, honestly?
Yeah, I watch Thursday Night Game every week. Me and Oracle talk about it for most of the show.
It's true. Happens. Yeah. Great bit. I love it, personally. Jack, do you have anything to promote?
Why do you ask me that? You ask me that every week.
Well, I hear that MLW have signed a deal with Showtime, haven't they?
This is professional wrestling, bitch.
The Gangrel clip, bro. Fucking wow. Wrestling is back. All right. Folks, you heard Bobby. Top of the hour. All-time TNA Impact Wrestling fantasy draw. Myself, Bob, Alex, Oracle. Alex has got a prepared big board. He's ready to go. This is his night. He feels he's got to win tonight. Bob and I are less confident. The Oracle of Wrestling, well, you know you're going to get there in a draft setting. It's always an adventure. We hope to see you there. Top of the hour, this very Twitch channel. Keep grinning. All hail. Enjoy this outro.